Thank you. So, thank you so much for being here today. So, may the fourth be with you. It's a special day today. I'm here in the lovely home of the Consul General, the Netherlands for Toronto in Rosedale, and today is May 4th, and it's a day of remembrance in the Netherlands and the beginning of Dutch Heritage Month here in Ontario. And I'm honored to be joined by Harman Idema, the Consul General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Thank you so much for being here, Harman.
Well, it's very nice to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. You know, I was here 10 years ago. It's been a while. So today marks an important moment. So, what are we doing here today? We actually were joined by a veteran, and you put out a wreath this morning, or this just an hour ago, here on the front lawn, in front of the house, in front of the mast. And I wanted to talk about the different activities that are happening in commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the Netherlands and other things. So today is Herdenkingsdag, and tomorrow is Bevrijdingsdag. So Herdenkingsdag meaning Memorial Day, kind of like the November 11th, and then tomorrow is the Day of Freedom, so the Liberation Day. So let's talk about it. So to commemorate the 80th anniversary, what sort of things are going to be happening the month of May?
Yeah, so this year is, of course, quite a bit more special than our regular Heritage Month activities, and we have special activities now that have to do with the 80th anniversary of the liberation. So one of them is a Toronto Tulip Day. We've done that the last couple of years. It's been a great success. It gets a lot of attention on the social media, and basically that event has been started to really say thank you, Toronto. Thank you to all the Canadians that are also living in Ontario, around Toronto, for everything they've done for us in the light of the liberation. And just by and it's that's one part of it. The other part of it is also a kind of celebration of spring. Tulips in the Netherlands also. In Amsterdam, when the spring season starts, they have the dam full of tulips, and people can go and come and pick their own flowers. And that's what you can also do on Nathan Phillips Square on the 10th of May. There will be a sea of about 40,000 tulips. People can come, pick a free bunch of tulips. You know, if it's free, the Dutch always like it. And the tulips still have the bulbs on it, so that's also quite special. So you're really picking it from the from the earth, and we'll have Mayor Chow actually be there at the beginning. We also have Jean-Louis Breddingmeijer there at the beginning. He is the initiative taker, but also the owner of a Little Canada. So he will be there as well, and we really look forward to it.
Well, that's great. I mean, 10 years ago, we also had a huge festival to celebrate the 70th anniversary, to which I'm wearing the shirt, of the liberation of the Netherlands. And we had a huge military parade that went down Yonge Street, and we ended up at Nathan Phillips Square as well. Nathan Phillips Square was a sea of orange, and we also had a lot of tulips with a big windmill on Nathan Phillips Square. Same thing. And at the end of the day, we offered everybody come and take a tulip and bring it home. Yeah, same thing. So we also have a lot of exhibitions and concerts that are happening as well. So there's the 80 Years of Freedom, the Dutch Tribute to Canada exhibition.
Yeah, so this is actually one of our highlights of the next couple of weeks. It is on the 12th of May. Usually we have like a King's Day reception. That's what we usually organize. This year we'll have a liberation reception. That's on the 12th of May. And we combine it with the grand opening of the tribute. And the tribute is a initiative of several Dutch Canadians who really wanted to leave some kind of legacy for all the Canadians that were so important for us at the liberation of the Netherlands. And because of this 80 years, we've come up with kind of an idea about leaving as a legacy something that's not only a thank you for the Canadians, but also engaging younger generations in the future of commemoration, because when we don't have the veterans anymore, how then do we celebrate? How do we commemorate? Right.
Second
So
generation.
yeah. So that's we've had a lot of discussions about that also with many of these Dutch organizations that are actually now more and more closing their doors, because there are still a lot of Dutch people, but they don't organize themselves anymore in clubs. There's different ways people
Yep.
do it nowadays, but more digital, of course, as well. But some of these organizations that were set up in the 50s are now closing their doors. And one of the things that came back to all these organizations I talked to, they said, we need to leave some kind of legacy also from this group of Dutch people that came here right after the Second World War.
Yeah.
And this tribute is is the way we make that happen. And they consist of certain orange big structures about 6 foot high. They are inspired by the hedgehog. The hedgehogs are those things that you put in front of tanks so they can't go forward anymore. They have 2 photos on them. One of them is from a Canadian veteran, and the other one is from a Dutch survivor. And the Dutch survivor, these pictures have been taken by Jason van Brugge, a Dutch-Canadian photographer.
Right.
And he has actually made those pictures, and those we are also putting on that on those hedgehogs. And it's from the series 80 Faces, 80 Stories. And it's a thank you. And so that on the hedgehog we also say thank you from a Dutch survivor to a Canadian veteran. And that's going to be open there on the May 12th. It will be open to the public the 13th, 14th, but also later on, because this is going to be some kind of semi-permanent exhibition.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, there is a permanent structure actually on Center Island. When the King and Queen were here 10 years ago for the 70th anniversary, they presented at Center Island 2 tulip chairs. So these fold-up tulip chairs that are there when you get off the boat, off the ferry, they're there from the Dutch. And originally, of course, the maze that's in the middle was built by a Dutchman and was given to the city of Toronto by the Dutch community. My mother was part of the committee, and that was the maze that was that I can't remember the gardener's name, but it's a Dutchman, and he designed the maze. That's at Center Island.
So nice these stories that you have from several years ago and combine it with what we're doing now. It really brings out the not so long past, but also looking at the future.
Pete Phillips was his name. Yeah, I was trying to find the name, but my brain is full. So then we have the flag raising at Queen's Park.
Yeah.
Now, when?
So that's on Thursday. So that's May 14th, May 15th.
Yeah, May 15th.
And that will take place around noon. And there we have, it's the flag raising we do every year, as you know. It's usually for the Dutch community. We have usually the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly talking. I'll say a few words, and then it will be. This time, specifically, it will be the defense attaché from the embassy in Ottawa that will come by and say a few words. General Romer, one of the,
I just saw him on TV on Friday in Holland.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. He's 101 years old.
Yeah.
General Romer. Yeah. And he's amazing. That he'll be there. Yeah.
He's still very fit, and he can talk very well.
Yes.
We're going to ask him to talk a little bit about how he experienced his last visit to the Netherlands. So that's very opportune, I think.
Yeah.
And then we may also have Mark Bulguch, who has been with the CBC in the past and going to the Netherlands to also, as a journalist, retelling the stories about what they see there.
Right.
He also wrote an article not so long ago in the Star. We said why the Dutch still celebrate the Canadian liberation.
It's a big. I grew up with it. It's a huge deal. Yeah. And Toronto and Amsterdam used to be twin cities. There was a whole Toronto-Amsterdam Twin City Association that my mother was a part of as well. And then there's It's All About Freedom concert with the Royal Netherlands Air Force Orchestra. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is I must say quite special as well. This is also one of our highlights. It is so special to have this large orchestra of the Royal Air Force coming to Canada for the 80th anniversary of liberation. So they call it It's All About Freedom Tour. I think our defense attaché in Ottawa has been a big player in organizing this. They've already been on preparation visits here, so it's really something very special.
Yeah.
It's in the Chrysalis Theater. We have space for a lot of people, but we do need to register, and it's filling up. So this is open to the public. Like, by the way, the flag raising is also open to the public. The tribute exhibition is also open to the public, the hours that it's open. But for this one, you do have to register. So if you want to be there and you want to register, please go to our website. It's the Netherlands and You. You will find our website. If you can't find it, let you know, or let me know.
I'll put the link in for sure with the video.
Oh, perfect.
But just for anybody who doesn't know this theater, because nobody really knows the name of this theater, it's the theater at the Toronto Metropolitan University, formerly known as Ryerson University. So there's a theater there that's
Gerard,
like sort of a part to the entrance of the courtyard at the TMU, TMU, the Toronto Metropolitan University. That's where the theater is. It's part of the university, and that's great. And are there any other activities that we may have missed?
Well, this month is always filled with activities. So of course we'll go to Hamilton to a ceremony. We'll go to Burlington, always at with their Mundialization Committee.
Holland Christian Home.
The Holland Christian Home will be tomorrow. There's also a special group from the Ministry of Veteran Affairs that's coming to Toronto. So we'll have a lot of activities for that as well.
And wasn't there some royalty going to be coming as well, or did they?
Yeah, so Princess Margriet was going to come. They had announced it.
Yeah.
She was going to be opening actually the tribute.
Oh.
But she broke her arm.
Oh no!
About a month and a half ago on the ice, while on skates. And it is getting better, but
not good enough to travel.
Not enough to travel.
No.
She really wants to come, and hopefully that will happen in the second part of the year still.
Yeah.
Because she, of course, she's born here. She has strong relations with Canada, and and that's why it's also her and her husband. Piet van Vollenhoven were going to come, and we hope that wat in het vat zit verzuurt niet.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's great that there's so many activities happening, and of course with the 80th anniversary, that's huge. There are not many veterans left. Was there any sort of special ceremony up at Sunnybrook? Did you do anything up there this year, or with the veterans there?
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
That I think is on Tuesday morning. We're a wreath laying there. That is with the Ministry of Veteran Affairs.
Right.
Several veterans, several people from the government. So that will be actually quite a big event, bigger than it usually is because of the 80th anniversary. Yeah.
Well, there's of course May, June, July. It's festival season here in Toronto, and there's a lot of things happening, and it's hard to get on the news with your events. But hopefully there'll be some coverage with the media. But I just thought I would do a little video to just say it, share it on everywhere possible to let people know that this is happening, and that again, I'll put a link in for sure and with this video that you can go to these events, find out about these events. Otherwise, go to the consulate's website, and you can also find out information about it on LinkedIn. And I think you guys are on Facebook, right, as well?
Yes, we have Facebook as well.
Yeah, so we'll post this and link it to your Facebook account as well.
Great.
So everybody will see it, and nobody will say, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Because it's...
And for the consulate, we were on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So there's plenty of places.
There's plenty of places to see it. For those that aren't really digital, because there are a lot, I'll also send a link I'll make a YouTube video, and I'll send the link to the Holland Christian Homes as well. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Harman.
Well, thanks for having this conversation.
Well, we thought we'd have it like a Dutch with the tulips and the appelgebak, the apple.
I made that yesterday.
You made it. Yeah, it was delicious, by the way. It was heel lekker.
Good.
So thank you again.
All right.
And happy Dutch May month.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Same to you.